Hello.
Hi. Okay, I think we are live. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the AsyncAPI community working group meeting. We are back after a break. For those who are not in Bengaluru, well, we took a break and went to Bengaluru, so we are back. I think after 3 weeks already. So welcome back. I'm trying to check. My screen. Yeah, we are live. All right. I'm not alone today. I've got Lucas. I've got Terry. Hi, Terry. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. Can you hear
I think
me?
it's your first time joining us. Yes, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Do you mind introducing yourself? I think I might have met you in Lagos, but for those who don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
you.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I met you in Lagos for the conference. So I'm based in Nigeria and my name is Terry Eyenike. So I'm a software engineer and yeah, pretty much and being a technical writer also.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. And we also have Lucas. Hi, Lucas.
Hello.
All right. We still have 2 more minutes before we start. Oh, we still have 2 more minutes. I think somebody else is joining. Oh, it's Ace. Hi, Ace. How are you doing? Something is wrong with my screen after this Windows update. I can't find anything. All right, I think it's 5 past. Let me quickly share the agenda for today. Just give me a thumbs up if you can see the screen. Awesome. All right. Once again, welcome to the Async API Community Working Group meeting. So it's usually a two-in-one. We've got conference coordination working group updates and also the community working group updates. We usually have this meeting every 2 weeks. It's just been a while since we had one after the conferences. So yeah, we are back again this month. So yeah. Without further ado, we only have on our agenda conference updates. We have a few community updates. Then, if we have any other business that we still have time, if we have time, then we can discuss. But starting off, as usual, we usually start with conference working group updates and what's happening at the Async API conference side of things. So I think API Bangalore happened, is it 2 weeks already? So those who were not there, sorry. We hope to see you next year. But it was amazing to see everybody, including Lucas, and all the maintainers, the mentors, the mentees who were present, and it was amazing, except it was cold. But yeah, it was amazing. So most of the updates, you'll get to see it on the blog, the coming blog this month. So stay tuned for that. And also, I'm sure you've seen the photos online and social media as well being shared as well. So Bangalore was a success, and it was community driven as well. So which is a plus one for us as well. Yeah, jumping on to the next item. I think I did something wrong here. Async API online conference. So Ace is leading part of the volunteering squad and the onboarding. I know you said he's commuting, so you can quickly just drop an update, Ace. I know you can't speak.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I can speak.
oh, okay.
Yeah, even though it's not advised to speak while in the car, but I can speak. Yeah, so a couple of weeks back, I actually opened a call for volunteers. Yeah, and we received like 10 volunteers. Uh, I don't know if Terry, I mean, I think Terry, are you volunteering, Terry? Oh, you're mute.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so I know I saw a name like similar to yours. So I was like, I think Terry is also part of the folks that registered to volunteers. So we have like 10 volunteers that are willing to like help with the online conference. Yeah, and we are having our first call tomorrow, which will be some sort of introductory call where we get to know each other. And I just, show them around on some of the tools and the setup that we're going to be using for the online conference and some of the roles that we are looking to get help for. Um, so yeah, everything's going good as far as I can tell. Yeah, and I believe we're going to have an amazing online conference based on the number of volunteers we have.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ace, for the update. From my end, the agenda is out. The pull request was made today. Thanks, Ace, again. So tomorrow I'm still coordinating with the marketing, with Fran and with Bami to see when the promotions are gonna start. But yeah, we have our agenda and our speakers. So, and also I'm still coordinating with some of the speakers to make sure that the recording are sent. But so far so good. So I will do some communications with some of the speakers via email either tomorrow or Thursday to share the agenda and also to share like the restroom details, how to join. And yeah, once also the promotions have started as well, because they've been asking if there will be some banners shared with them. So that's also part of some of the planning that is happening for the online conference. And yes, the online conference is happening next week, Wednesday, starting at 10 a.m. UTC. So please make sure to promote as well. Share the YouTube live. We'll be live the whole day. Not all day as such, but yeah, we'll be starting at 10 a.m. UTC until 5 p.m. I guess. So yeah, please tune in as well. And yeah, come, let's have fun, let's engage. And also learn from the speakers as well. All right, so the next is the Async API conference in Paris. So the deadline was extended until the 31st of October. So speakers, make sure you send in your proposals before the last deadline. I think we only need to fill up 2 to 3 slots that are left, but so far we have a good number of speakers as well and proposals. So that's the update. And we also have Lucas. Any update on like people who are going to present in Paris?
You mean the booth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have. Can you? Oh, yeah, you opened it. So we already have Fran, Jonas, that will help there for sure. Daniel, we will support his travels. With Fran, I'm checking out if he needs support. And I'm also chatting in DM with the new ambassador Zbigniew if he would like to join as well, because I'd love to that we help him travel, and then if we help him travel, it's super easy for us because he's like living in the city next to my village. So handing over swags from my apartment to him will be super easy. So, but yeah, it looks like we have the setup done more or less. I also have a call tomorrow with the organizer, with a guy from API Days that is usually coordinating booth. Because like it looks like this year the API standards booth will be really crowded because we have AsyncAPI, we have JSON schema, we have Open API, and we also will have GraphQL representation. So a lot of people. So we need a big, larger booth and a good marketing around. So yeah, that's also what's gonna happen tomorrow morning from my side.
Okay. So tickets as well. I received the tickets last week for AsyncAPI conference. Let me look for the link so that I can quickly share. So we have a couple of free tickets. So once the free tickets are done, I do have a discount code. So make sure to grab one before they run out. Yeah, so those are some of the updates in Paris. Okay, it's taking a while to load, but I think I have the link. Yeah, I've got the link. Yeah, so we have tickets, free tickets, so they're limited. I'm not sure if it's 20. I'm not sure. But once they run out, we do have a 20% discount code if this runs out. So make sure you grab one before they run out. All right, so developer week. The CFP is ending on the 17th of November. So we do have a couple of submissions so far. I think around 4 or 5. I know some are still on draft, but if by the end of October to November we still don't have enough, maybe we might extend until the end of November. And yeah, Lucas, speaking about San Jose, you mentioned that there's been some questions in regards to who is going and costs, and if we're not able to cover for everyone.
Yeah, so like basically there when I posted the message about Paris, obviously some other people from outside Europe were interested. So yeah, like I mean, we have our budgets, which is not made of rubber. At least that's what we say in Polish when I translate to English. So you cannot stretch it as much as you want. We have limits. So we have this policy that we first sponsor you, Tuli, because you have to be especially there, especially in case of developer week, because it's the first time we're gonna be present with this particular host. So you need to get people like get to know these people and be there. We have some more budget, but again, there are gonna be more people interested than the budget, of course. So we have to figure out somehow like how do we decide who's getting sponsorship? we had already this discussion, so the amount of money, it's clear, it's $1,000. But then yeah, we need to come up with an idea how to basically assign this budget. Like, should we maintain some kind of list of TSC members and ambassadors? Like, for example, do we look on the timeline on how long somebody is TSC member or ambassador? So the longer somebody is present in the community, the better. Then let's say they're getting higher score. Or maybe we look on some stats from the Linux Foundation and the contributions, but again, that's not so easy when it comes to ambassadors. So it's tricky. We just have to figure out how, in a transparent way, we want to do it. Maybe we can ask AI how to come up with some algorithm to do it. But if you have some ideas, like already, like how we could, let's say we have 4 candidates, but we can sponsor just 2. Basically, how do we decide who's sponsored?
Yeah, I mean, from what we already have, yeah, I think it's something that we need to head to the document. I mean, yeah, I think it will have to, like how we always do with TSC, if we need to sponsor, it's about the participation. Definitely, if it's ambassadors, it's easy. We have ambassadors who are active. We have ambassadors who are busy, but definitely when it comes to sponsorship, we normally opt for the active person in the community. But also there's this other part that they also need to participate. So depending, what I always say, maybe we use like what we had last year in Paris, like whatever budget we have will determine how many people we can sponsor. That's the first thing. How many people can we sponsor? And like you said, if we have 4, then you determine if they are speaking, if they can take up the booth or participate in other things, provided that they are active. Maybe.
Of course, the tricky part is how to determine the activity, because we can have 2 candidates that would like to do MC. Now, again, how do we make a decision? Who should that be? I think that one of the obvious for me is that, like, we should always aim for sponsoring as many people as possible. So, for example, if we sponsored someone this year in Paris, we should not sponsor them for example, Developer Week. We should be more open for sponsoring new people. So, for example, this is somehow easy for me to digest in my head, at least, like that such a rule could exist. But yeah, there's always the edge case of yeah, we have 1,000, we should have 2,000, and now let's decide who's taking the 1,000 and who's not. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to find the answer here. The goal is to actually highlight so you're aware that we have such challenge, which is actually really nice challenge. The problem would be if we have money, but nobody wants to participate. So luckily we have a lot of people who want to participate. I'd love to always sponsor all, because um, I bet that anyway, people that apply, it's gonna usually be people who actually are active. And now we just have to come up with a way on how to decide. That's it. Because for now, like, especially in this issue that you're scrolling through, yes, so we have this how much money, it's working so far, nobody complains. I used it, this budget, others as well. It's just that we don't have like a specific criterias, like how do we determine if the edge case is basically like if we have more volunteers than money. So yeah, I'll not sure. I'll probably open separate issue.
Okay. To update.
Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe
But then
actually update this
actually,
one.
yeah, you have to update this one because we still need to turn this into a document. Maybe after we experiment and get done and know what is what.
Yeah.
But you also added a requirement on the Paris one, like the visa requirement, because there might be a case where I'm interested to travel, but then I haven't gotten the visa to travel. Because, like, for instance, right, with the Paris case, the thing why I opted to go to US over Paris was because already I have the visa secure for that side. And it's the timeline, it was late for me to do Paris, right? I really wanted to go to Paris this year. That was a no-brainer, but timeline was, it was hard. Can't we, those are the things that can also help determine, like, in order for someone to go, they need to already meet that one other requirement that you also listed.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Luckily, this one is again easy. It was like with Paris. We just have to expect that somebody who wants to travel to the conference, they have to volunteer months in advance, so they have time to get visa, or they apply and they already have visa. So again, this is, I think it's pretty easy to determine. Like, you don't have visa, it's 2 months to the conference. Sorry, we cannot take the risk. So we will not bet on you. Which, in my opinion, it's still fair because we usually announce conferences in really a lot time in advance, like developer week. Again, it was like we know about it like since 2 3 months, so there's a lot of time for somebody to actually consider going there, getting visa, etc. The only problem I see, and I have no clear idea, is this edge case, like where we have like 4 people with visa, they have all the needed requirements. They're speakers, or maybe they're TSC members or ambassadors, so they have everything. It's just that we have like 4 volunteers and just can sponsor 2. And how in a transparent way, so people don't feel like there was some decision making
Yeah.
that's like, hey, they picked him because he's more interesting, or they picked her because she's a woman, or whatever. So yeah.
I mean, I remember we once used randomizer for something. It can be an option. But yeah. What were we using a randomizer for? I can't remember. And I remember somebody lost if it was Ace and he had to pay for something.
Oh yeah, actually,
Maybe we
randomizer.
can.
It's I
Yeah,
forgot
we
about
used a
randomizer.
randomizer. Yeah. I mean,
Wow, actually,
then,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, that can be an option because, yeah, like you said, we don't want us to sit with a situation where we pick somebody, somebody's not happy, or we feel unfair. I don't know.
Yes. Yes, I forgot about that. We used randomizer. That was really,
We
we basically kind of tossing a coin. Yeah, yeah. That's that's something that can be easily done. Actually, it's transparent. The rules are simple. It's just like we just have to write it down and then ask people what they think about it. Yeah. Okay. That's thank you. It's actually a very good idea.
All right. So, yeah, developer week. So, I think that is the discussion is gonna be finalized, asynchronous, but yeah. Right, moving on to the last item that I have, AsyncAPI Conference 2026. So the last meeting that I had with the ambassadors, I put out this point of what we want to do next year, how we want to improve it. And yeah, the meetup section came up again, of which I think we need to sit down. Ace, you are here. I'm here. Lucas, you're also part of the co-members of the conference coordination. We need to sit down and really review the pull request done by Shreya and see how best we can push this forward, because I would love to have this before the end of the year, because ambassador need that information. Actually, I did share the pull request, I did share the issue, but for them to push it forward to other companies and to start really spreading the word and speaking to different companies, we need also to have these requirements ready. So yes. So this is my plea, please. Whenever I get a chance this week, please let's review the pull requests. If you don't have the link, I think I need to quickly share it.
So one thing I want to mention about the mid-off section. So I've seen the request, I've seen the job done so far. But the only problem I have with the pull request is basically the design implementation of the mid-off section of the conference website, right? So if we are going to have this section in the conference website, then it has to meet every requirement that currently exists in the conference website, especially design-wise, right? And since under GSOC, we are working on adding design system to the conference website, it will make the job a lot more easier. So we can revisit the methods page and make it sync with the current design system we are currently working on the conference website. Because what we have in the meetup page currently, I mean, it's good, but in terms of themes, in terms of coloring, in terms of structure, it doesn't actually match what we have in the conference website. So then I was thinking the best way is to actually have this storybook setup we are currently working on with my mentee Tenzin, like complete. Then we can use it for the meetup page implementation. Since all you just have to do is pick up like these components that are already like available in the storybook.
Okay, so are you suggesting that I'm not sure why is it not opening up? Are you suggesting that what is currently there should be removed?
No, but improve.
Is improved.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure why it's not opening up. But yeah, I did share the link to the pull request. Is Tenzin done so that we can start? Like the thing that I'm now concerned is the timeline, because I need the page like done before the beginning of the year, before we now revamp the whole page to 2026. Because the sooner
Yeah,
we
of course.
have the information, the better for us to actually prepare for 2026.
Based on the look of things, I would say yes. We're gonna have it ready before next year. Since we already have the structures, we have the building blocks. Enhancing what we currently have will not take a lot of time.
Okay. All right. I think then we need to sync all together, including Shreya, I guess, if she's still willing to work on it. Okay, I suggest, okay, Ace, do me a favor, just write the proposal down on the issue on what's needed
Okay.
as on the issue itself, because what you're bringing up is something that is making sense, but I didn't know that we needed to also add it to Storybook.
Mhm.
so that we can see how do we move forward.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, thank you, Ace. All right, that is all in regards to conference side of things. I don't know, does anybody have any questions, additions, suppressions, questions? Did I miss anything? Okay. I guess nothing. All right. Going to community updates. I don't have much on this side of things, but October community updates will be coming out soon after the online conference is done. So it's gonna be a 2-in-1 or a 3-in-1. So we'll have updates for the conference in Bangalore, online conference, and community updates as well. That will be some things to expect on the blog. And if you have any updates that you need also to be added, please make sure you go to the newsletter channel, drop either is blogs, links, updates that you're working on that you think the community should read about. And yeah, we will read all of them on the October community update. As you know, we are already starting to plan for 2026 already. So we have the draft goals for 2026 out. So it's still a draft. We haven't converted it to a pull request. We have some interesting items here for next year, but majorly we're still gonna push for our goal for increasing maintainers and maintainership. So please take time to go through the draft, check what is gonna happen next year. And yeah, once next week, I'm gonna open a pull request. I'm still waiting for some commit builders for their input and what they need to add as well, and what we need to change, maybe in terms of structure. And yeah, so make sure to please review if you have any additions to the discussion, please add. And yeah, once the pull request is out, definitely I'll be pinging TSCs, ambassadors, and the board as well to discuss, review before we go ahead with what we need to do next year. So that is all on community side of things. I don't know, Ace, Lucas, anything from your side? Or do you have any questions?
All good.
Okay. All right. Any other business before we call it a day? Does anybody have any questions in general, community side of things? Oh, I do. We recently merged the maintainership docs, so that's a +1 for us. Thank you so much, Ace, and to Anton as well, for helping with reviewing the documentation. I think I shared like the links on the docs channel as well. And yes, if you spot any errors, we think we should improve. It took us a long time like to restructure everything. But if you see any errors as well, please feel free to open an issue on the community repo and yeah, share with us what we need to improve. Yeah.
Okay. This actually makes me want to ask a question, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about dogs, I want to believe you remember you and I had a conversation previously about the current um, docs page and how we are already integrating community docs into the website. And based on my observation, the fact that we had to like flatten out some of the structure to meet up with the current implementation of the dogs in the website, um, felt a bit weird to me, which I actually spoke to you about it. And yeah, even if I suggested like submitting a proposal about having a separate docs page, for AsyncAPI or try to enhance the current docs page. And especially the fact that if you look at the docs page now, it feels a little bit too tiny based on the padding. If you go to the, can you go to the docs website?
Okay.
Okay, especially so let's focus on the community part, docs that we know used. So if you look at the recent docs you made, the mentorship program, you can see how we have like a lot of this stuff like flattened out, which means you have to basically squint to get what you need. And if you maybe select one of any of these docs, so you can see, especially the spacing to me feels a little bit too tiny. So it's like it's actually shrunk the whole text. And I was thinking maybe this is time for us to revisit the current implementation of the docs, or maybe it's just me, or maybe others don't have a problem with the current structure. So yeah, I just thought to make a mention about it. I know I told you I was going to submit a proposal. And I'm like, oh, since we still have some minutes, maybe something we can still collaboratively discuss.
Mhm. Yes, I agree. And I think I also mentioned it sometime. Maybe it started with the Netlify. If we maybe built it from community repo. But yes, you did propose. I think also Anton mentioned it as well. I think you were like the other person also mentioned it. Like this is no longer actually sooner or later. I know also we're gonna push also the trainings to communities. So sooner or later we are outgrowing this structure. I don't have, yes, maybe we should have a separate docs. It was something I didn't want to push much because it was something for next year. Maybe we can start pushing for next year. But like you said, it's something that is becoming a necessity for us to work on. I don't know if a clear answer. I was waiting for the proposal as well so that we can brainstorm. Lucas?
Um, what can I say? So we're facing issue that I actually knew we're gonna face. Not sure if Ace remembers. I argued a lot with Quetzali a few years ago that community docs should not be part of the main docs, basically because of the limits of the navigation. The navigation is unusable, so whenever I want to find community docs, I just use search. And through search, the search we have from Algolia, it's pretty nice. So I just click on the search and then find the content. So yeah, in my opinion, basically API, async API docs that we have here, they should be just async API tech docs, and community docs should basically be a totally separate subpage. So not asyncAPI.com/docs/community, but rather asyncAPI.com/community/docs. And then you have much more power and much more flexibility in the navigation. Basically, what you see here on the left-hand side, the concepts, tutorials, tools, guides, these would actually turn into, governance, maintainership, and etc., etc. So like you would gain one level more, basically. Because the current navigation in docs, there's not much space you can gain. It's designed in this way because there's really, you cannot have another level. It's just guides. And like, for example, you click now and that's it. You cannot go further. But yes, you can definitely separate docs, official docs from community docs.
Okay, so
that
when
would
you
be my suggestion.
say, okay, should we put the docs under here? Is that what you mentioned?
Mhm.
Under community?
Yes.
Okay.
And then when you go to this page, community/docs, you see something that you see when you go to docs, but just left-hand side navigation, it's not going to be concepts, tutorials, tools, but it's going to be, instead of concepts, it's going to be onboarding. Instead of tutorials, it's going to be, let's say, docs style guide. Instead of tools, it's going to be contribution guides. So you're going to
Okay.
have, like, basically all these topics will be like independent topics, because there's a lot of docs, like especially maintainership. There's a lot of docs. You cannot have them as they are now, as a flat structure, because especially with current design, it's pretty hard to distinguish the titles. There's
Okay.
no indication in the navigation that when you expand maintainership program guide, you really have to hover over the title to actually see if it's separate doc or it's just a long title, which is wrapped. And separating community basically makes it easier to, you basically get this additional level of navigation, more nested structure.
Okay. All right. This is now goes back to something that I mentioned, like, it's fine, let's separate community, but then where would these docs live? Like in the community repo, right? Are we deploying directly from the community repo straight to the website? Then we still need to sort out the whole Netlify.
Yeah, but it's just about coding and finding someone who can do it. So it's doable. It's just something that Netlify does not support out of the box, but it's just somebody has to find time and basically contribute, let's say, manual automation. But that's doable. So it's this issue basically describes something that just has to be additionally implemented. It's just not something that Netlify supports out of the box that you just tick and you have it. But it's doable to have custom builds on Netlify. It's completely doable. I mean, you basically have to have a workflow where manually you clone website, you move community docs into this clone on the website, and then you push this website to Netlify, and then get a build address, and then you put a comment in the pull request with the build address. Basically, like this whole workflow has to be created and designed, but it's doable. It's not that it's not possible.
Okay. All right. Ace, more content for the proposal?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But I think I would still, draft out the proposal so other people can jump in and share their ideas. And yeah, talking about the current design, so my question goes to Lucas. Um, so do we still have to use the current structure for the community section we want to introduce for the dogs, or we are free to actually modify the structure?
What do you mean?
So you see how so to me, personally, sorry, if you go to the current docs website, so we have the um, table of contents, we have the menu, and then we have the docs at the center, right? But then the spacing, like the remaining space that the docs has been rendered on, feels too small to me. especially
You mean narrow or as a small
narrow.
or?
Yeah, it looks really narrow.
I mean, it's. I remember having discussions. I think it was Missy or somebody, and also Quetzali. I think it's a standard for reading docs, basically. So it looks narrowed, but it's basically when you read documentation, it cannot be too wide, because it's hard to read, basically. So you just have to like. So I don't have really an opinion. Just check the standards, like check different docs sites. But yeah, I never had like I never felt that it's too narrow. It reads well, and I think that's mainly reason why some websites they're so narrow. If it comes to docs, it's basically because your eyes. It's better for scanning. Some people read word by word. Depends how they teach you in school. Some people read by scanning, like you scan content and then that's how you read it, digest it. So I guess, but that's my guess, just like that it's narrow because it's just easier to scan. So yeah, just check this, the current, let's say, state of the art, like how people do docs. But I think it's, I mean, I don't have anything against it, the current way.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. So Ace, guess you'll work on the proposal.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you. All right, any other thing that we need to discuss?
Yeah,
On my end.
I just quickly checked. I think it's pretty much the same width as you have in GitHub. Actually, it's pretty much the same, I think.
I
So
mean, the
GitHub
GitHub
has,
docs?
yeah, I mean GitHub, not just docs, like GitHub README, for example, and or issues like it's also not so wide.
Yeah, I mean the current structure looks good, but I was just like hoping if we could just like have a little bit of length, especially since we introduced the mentorship program docs and it have like a lot of content and which
I
I don't
mean,
know. I mean just a bit.
uh,
I mean not
But
necessarily something
Ace,
noticeable.
but do you mean the
is it
mid
because
yeah, sorry.
sorry?
No, so can you articulate basically what's the problem? Is it do you have a problem with this, what is in the middle, or you have problem with the left nav? What is
Not
your,
the middle.
but what the amount of content has to do with the middle? Like if
Okay, if you go to the community, like the latest docs we published on the mentorship. Okay, so I was hoping like this is good, but then because when I was writing the mentorship program, the docs I was using the Linux Foundation docs page as a reference for structuring the docs, and the way their docs is structured, the center of the docs has a little bit more weight than what we currently have.
a little bit
Okay,
more
is it
what?
because of the structure? Like maybe because you're seeing like on your, is it left? On your left hand, because there is this long trail, you feel like this is small? Or do you mean like because there's so much going on, is it the banner that makes it feel small?
Maybe it's the banner though. Maybe you have a point. Maybe it's the banner that we have. And also, this even brings out a question. Do we really have to have this banner in every page on the website?
Yes.
Especially on the docs.
Okay, for me, there is a reason why we need this banner on every page. Maybe we might adjust maybe the height. Okay, maybe let me click. Let's leave community docs.
I mean,
Maybe let's go
especially
to
on the
the
docs.
concept.
Do we really have to present it on the docs page?
But isn't it
Then you
changing
need
with
to.
the new website? Isn't it changing? I think it's because I remember I had a discussion with Sharia because she's working on this new design, right? And she's implementing new design. And I actually told her that
New design? I thought she was working on a dark mode thing.
Yeah, I'm also.
no, she's working on new design. There's a big
It's
pull
not
request.
necessarily a new design.
I am pretty sure it's new design because she asked me to provide content for case studies. And I could see a lot of
What?
Figma files that make website look totally different. And there are pull requests in websites, so I'm not sure why you're surprised.
Okay, so I'm meeting a mentor like in a few minutes. So I definitely want to know what's going on.
But you're her
Okay,
mentor
I
in
think.
which topic?
On GSOC on the website Dactin,
On website what?
the Dactin implementation of the website.
Again, what implementation? Sorry, did that what?
Dark mode, dark
Dactin,
mode.
Dacmo.
I mean, I don't know if she's doing it as part of GSOC or not. So, but I'm pretty sure
Ah,
she is. She's.
Ace, did you add the projects happening for this year?
yes, you should see 2024 ideas page. Oh, 2025, rather, sorry.
Okay, so there's generator maintainership, conference UX, VS Code, da da da. Is this one?
No,
Wait.
scroll down.
This one, redesign of website and dark mode. Yeah.
I just sent links
Okay.
to pull request and
Oh,
preview.
okay.
Users, yeah, I'm opening the. Okay.
Oh,
It's a really old issue that
Mm.
I worked with Maya on, especially like basically the landing page, and I think they expanded it to other pages. The main issue with landing page was basically something that I constantly complain on conferences is that we promote AsyncAPI as docs.
Hmm.
But yeah, the most important here is the banner. So she
Yeah.
proposes banner that is not so invasive as it was now. I also gave her a feedback like from my side that it's a good way to do because the problem is that the banner that we have now, it was pretty okay when we had just one or two conferences a year. Now we have so many conferences that this banner is basically visible all the time. Like there's no single day during the whole year when this banner is not visible. And you know what happens if something is visible constantly?
It becomes annoying.
No, maybe not annoying. You just don't look at it. You just ignore it. So you don't read the content anymore. So it's not stops being useful. That's why she turned it into like many other pages into this like a one-liner banner to still indicate, but yeah, to make it still much more visible. You even see here that it's much more visible than the current banner. So yeah, I guess that's once that's merged, that's solving your
Okay.
Your
concerns
docs
with the docs.
problems.
Yeah. Oh, that's not even in docs. So, but yeah, that's probably overlooked.
Yeah, maybe also with what you're crying for, Ace. As you can see, it looks much better this side.
No,
Is
it
it
looks
much?
wider.
It used,
It
yeah,
looks too
maybe it
wide,
looks
yeah.
wider. Okay, maybe.
It's this one is wider because there was no TS no TOC. But when the TOC is there, it looks good.
No
Okay.
TOC? What do you mean?
Table of contents. On the right hand side, you see the
Oh.
table of contents, right?
Uh-huh.
And the previous one that you said that it's much wider was that probably the page. Like, can you go back, Tuli? No, not that back. Like back in the browser history, on the page you had just opened.
This one.
No, this one, yeah, and go back, now arrow back. Just yes, exactly, and one more. One more back. Yeah, and this one. No, that was the one that is interesting. Yeah, this one's because it's just landing page. That's why it's so wider. Yeah. So yeah, I guess the answer is if you want to fix something, then just go to Shreya and she can push it in this PR that she's working on.
Oh, okay. You're not the person.
All right. Okay, I guess there's a lot of things that's been solved, right? But yeah, we can't solve them in one day. We still have a lot of improvements to be done. So I guess it's more free iterating. All right. We're all left with 2 minutes. So we did speak a lot actually, well, from what we had in the agenda. I have one proposal. I mean, since we're heading towards the end of the year, I know we're gonna have less things to talk about. So I'm proposing maybe until January, we should have meetings once every 3 weeks. Does anybody have any objections? Or we still stick to two every 2 weeks?
How you want to change it? How again?
Every 3 weeks instead of every 2 weeks. Like what we did like now, like from the last meeting until now, it was 3 weeks.
I don't have an opinion.
Okay.
The comments
Or
on
every month. Or every month.
every
That can
month.
also
I
work.
mean,
Yeah,
so
it
that's
might be
like
too
2 or
long.
3. That's too long, I guess.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, that's why I'm proposing every 3 weeks, like, because I can see, like, now going until December, because December definitely we won't have any meetings because of December break. But once we get back to January, we can go back to every 2 weeks because now it's gonna be a new year and we will have a lot to discuss. Thank you so much, Terry, for joining. It was nice having you on the call. So I'm proposing every 3 weeks, like. Now, the next meeting should be on the 11th. Gives us enough time to still wrap up what we need to do. Okay, let me experiment as usual. Let's see if every 3 weeks works. If not, we can just go back to how it used to be. If we don't have anything to discuss, just keep it short and simple. That can work, right? I guess so. So since nobody said anything, I guess that works. All right. Yeah, that concludes today's meeting. Thank you so much for Terry, Bami, Ace, and Lucas for joining. Just to summarize, next week is the Async API online conference. So please make sure to join us. And if you are volunteering this year, Make sure to join the call tomorrow. And we hope to see you there. And draft for the community goals is out, and the pull request, the main pull request, will be also out next week. So if you are a community member, TSC, ambassador, board, or contributor, maintainer, please make sure you're joining on these community goals because one of them might affect you. So please, please, please make sure you share your feedback, your thoughts, so that we can shape the coming year together and also push these goals together as well. With that being said, the next meeting will be on the 11th of November. October is over. I don't know why I said October. We'll be on the 11th of November at 3 p.m. UTC. If you have any questions that you might feel like you couldn't ask on the call, you can DM me or Lucas or Ace or any committee member. We will be happy to help. With that being said, thank you so much for joining and see you on the 11th of November. Bye, everybody.